And now, we're going to talk about the Activity 3, the discussion of learning objectives.
Alright everyone, let's start by discussing the nature and characteristic of authentic assessment. How would you describe authentic assessment in comparison to traditional assessment?
It's a good question, Jen. Authentic assessment is more about applying knowledge in real-world context, whereas traditional assessment often focuses on recalling information. But why do you think it's important for us as future teachers to understand this distinction?
Michael, that's a great point. The nature of authentic assessments encourages us to design lessons that are more engaging and applicable to the real-world scenarios. This means incorporating activities like projects, simulations, or problem-based learning. But then, how do we ensure that these assessments are valid and reliable across different teaching areas? Good question. Authentic assessment supports accuracy by focusing on what students actually do with their knowledge, not just what they can remember. In terms of sampling, it can cover a broader range of skills and competencies. But this brings up another point. How can we differentiate between authentic assessments and traditional assessment in terms of their underlying principles?
Them requires understanding the foundational goals. Traditional assessments are about measuring specific knowledge, while authentic assessment aim to evaluate students' abilities to apply knowledge in real-world context. But what about the principles that guide their development? How do these principles shape the types of tests we choose?
Question, Emily. The principles like relevance and realism in authentic assessment guide us to choose tasks that minor real-life challenges. These principles push us to move beyond multiple choice tests to more complex tasks like studies or portfolios. But here's something to consider. How do we make connections between the principles of high-quality assessment and
Michael, making those connections is the key to effective assessment design. By understanding high-quality assessment principles, we can develop authentic assessments that not just only measure what matters but also do so in a fair, consistent way. But how do these connections impact that we apply authentic assessments across different teaching areas? Good closing question. These objectives prepare us by ensuring we understand the values of authentic assessments and how to implement them effectively. They encourage us to create assessments that truly reflect students' abilities and prepare them for real-world challenges. Ultimately, these skills will make us more effective and innovative educators.